that miscalled the laps.
Goodness me. Let's look at their lineup for round 7, race 3. Craig Lowndes and Peter Brock, of course, in the front row. Row 2, Glenn Seaton and Alan Jones.
5th position on the grid goes to John Bowe. Larry Perkins shares that with him. Then Tony Longhurst and Russell Ingall on row 4.
Rounding out row 5, Dick Johnson and Stephen Richards. Picking up where they left off in Heat 2, Craig Lowndes on pole position. Once again, Peter Brock, his teammate, alongside him. 2 Fords on the second row. It's green light. Craig Lowndes gets a good start, but Peter Brock's got an even better one, and he'll push in front of Lowndes as they come down through the sweeper for the first time. Pack leader Ford in 3rd position, Seaton in 4th. First of the Castrol Holdens in 5th. A nice clean start for Brock. That's a pretty important one, Bradley.
Well, it is. You know, the best start Brock's had all day. Craig looked like he got the jump there, but Brock just happened to get by, and now he's got the lead, and Brock will be going as hard as he can.
Under our camera, first time under the Dunlop Bridge down toward Hungry Corner. Brock, small lead over Craig Lowndes, his teammate. Alan Jones in the pack leader, Ford in 3rd. Seaton in 4th. That big field shuffling through the loop as they swing down toward pit straight for the first time.
Alan Jones really the big winner in the starts. He's slowly moved up and really done it off the front row of the, or off each row of the grid, and moved forward another spot to be 3rd, which I think would almost be the best position they've run in this year with that car.
Hooked up 230 kilometres an hour through that sweeper. Brock using everything he can get out of the HRT Commodore to open a bit of a gap over Lowndes, who's been in absolutely crushing form here in the opening 2 heats. Alan Jones, the Bridgestone Falcon, and Glenn Seaton, another Bridgestone Falcon. There's Larry Perkins getting way offline, coming through the carousel. That's going to cost him dearly. A lot of work to do around this very narrow track, which has proven very difficult to overtake on.
The dominance of the HRT cars here today has been absolutely astounding, and they're doing it again. This time Brock leading Lowndes, but that likely to change before they get to the checkered flag, still 20 laps away.
Glenn Seaton, I guess, a little bit disappointed. 4 Bridgestone cars, in fact. Oh, there's Stephen Ellery in trouble in the Chelgrave Falcon. The rest of the field tries to squeeze its way through. We saw Steve in trouble earlier on today. He's not having a good round at Lakeside. We take race cam just above the windscreen of Dick Johnson's Shell 17 Ford. You saw how he lost a few positions there. Quite embarrassing way to lose positions in Heat 2. And he'll be really, really steamed up about that, and trying like ever to force his way back through the pack. He's got Tony Longhurst's Castrol Falcon right in front of him, and there's that great battle between Ingall and Bowe for 5th and 6th. So this is 7th, Tony Longhurst, and Dick Johnson currently running in 8th. Onto the pit straight, just run the wheels over those ripple strips. Flash past our camera in the pits, 230 kilometres an hour. Look at, they hook through here very, very fast. Left-hand sweeper, no room for error. You get it wrong. John Bowe stuck in behind Russell Ingall. Russell, of course, the winner from Calder Park. Not quite as quick here. Glenn Seaton.
Certainly using all of the circuit in front of us here is Alan Jones, and Glenn's closing up under brakes. He's right on him. Bit of a touch there. Yep. Not a lot of love lost between these two. Glenn, formerly sponsored by Philip Morris, and now Alan Jones has an involvement with the company, and they're both running Fords, both on Bridgestones, and it's really important, I guess, for Glenn to gather up as many points as he can, and of course to do that he needs to get in front of Alan.
Well, he's got to do that because he now really needs to advantage himself in relation to John Bowe. He can get a good break away from the former series leader over the next couple of rounds if he can maintain this advantage and shoot for at least a 2nd place, even if he can't threaten Lowndes for the championship.
Oh, it's getting busy here.
Bit of a bottleneck.
Tony Longhurst, saw him sitting in behind Russell Ingall's car on Dick Johnson's race cam. Now he's getting a bit hot under the collar. He's got a bit more speed. He wants to push his way past Ingall, but Ingall proved at Calder one very tough customer. The great battle continues between these guys, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Flying quartet. Dunlop Racecam takes you to the tail end of this battle. Here Johnson just on and off the power as he tries to get about 550 horses to the tarmac. Slingshot his way down pit straight and try and get advantage of this pair, but he's not making any pressure at the moment. Ingall, Longhurst in the Castrol Ford. Johnson in behind him. We've got Brock, Lowndes, Jones, Seaton and Bowe up ahead of this battle. Plenty of dust getting kicked up. A lot of this track was underwater only a few days ago. So very lucky to be racing here at all today. There's our race leader, Peter Brock. See the smoke puffing from that front tyre, really just working the car so hard through that very quick right-hander. And we believe Glenn Seaton is looking at those gauges. He's got a water temperature problem in the engine. Apparently temperature's going up. And word from the pits is he's just radioed it in, and he's going to bring it into the pits. Another disappointment for Glenn Seaton when he's been well placed in the championship round. Gee, here he goes. He's backing off down through pit lane. So Seaton,
well, he'll come in fairly hot, but there's nothing he can do. I mean, the thing is, the thing's gotten too hot. He would have tried, I'm sure, all the tricks like pulling out of the slipstream, dropping back from Alan Jones. Maybe they'll just look to see if there's something stuck in the radiator cowling there, which they're having a bit of a wriggle round there. So, yep, there was something stuck in there or blocking the vent, and let's just hope that he hasn't done enough damage to the engine so that he can keep on going on. But when a plastic bag or something gets in there, they stop pretty quickly.
Peter Brock in the lead, and Craig Lowndes holds down second place. Still a 1-2 for HRT. Alan Jones third, John Bowers fourth, and on the Shell race score, Russell Ingall fifth at this stage.
Yeah, with Mark Scape, boy, oh boy.
He's busy.
Isn't he busy inside this cockpit? Incredibly fit driver, really works on his fitness, and he gives it absolutely everything when he's behind the wheel. A very exciting driver to watch on race cam. Look at how close he is to the back of Richard's car, and look in turn how close Richards is getting that battle up in front of them.
Well, he's got Gardner all over the back of him, so he's just sort of signalling to Stevie, look out, you know, we need to press on here.
Well, Mark's been struggling for just a lack of grip all weekend.
This is a fantastic shot. Now, watch his steering column here as he turns into the car. You can usually see the thing flex up and down. It's just amazing the amount of force on the front of the car.
The stress is going through the car as a whole. Look at him working away at the wheel here. We take race cam aboard Dick Johnson's car. You can see Tony Longhurst has finally forced his way past Russell Ingall. Now Dick Johnson's got all that work ahead of him to see if he can do the same thing. Falling into the clutches of Johnson. 54.78, 54.46 that last time around for Johnson. So maybe Russell might be struggling a bit here with tyres.
And Dick will be wanting to make this a fairly decisive and fast move by Russell. He's got these other three bearing down on top of him, and he needs to get by before they all end up on top of him.
Well, he's really creating a traffic queue behind him. See all that rest of that bunch pushing up, including Richards. First the privateers. Got Mark Scape behind him. Johnson doesn't muck about getting past Ingall as they come out onto the pit straight that time. In front of him through the sweeper. That leaves a little bit of a decoy there now for the others to try and get their way past Johnson. Opens up a couple of car lengths through the carousel. Ingall now.
He got by none too soon, did he? Because the others are now right on the end of that. Richards, Scaife, Wayne Gardner. Wayne Gardner, of course, back in the race, starting from the rear after missing the second heat altogether.
I expect Gardner to put quite a charge on in this race. He's got 4 good tyres that he hadn't used in the second race, so he should be very fast.
Stephen Richards, top place privateer at the moment, in 8th position. Scaife in 9th, Gardner in 10th. Continuing his charge through the field after engine problems earlier in the day. Great run this from Stephen as we take Seeger Holden race cam once again. Mark Scaife trying to find a way past Stephen Richards, but there's no squirt, no shortage of squirt in a straight line from the Valvoline Cummins Commodore. And seems to have Scaife well covered under brakes too. So you can see Scaife's trying to find a way around, but the track is just so narrow.
And so's Gardner. I can see this as a potential end in tears here. There not that many laps to go.
8 laps.
And I'd say they're going to start bumping into one another in the not too distant future.
And here's John Bower. And we've said before, and he'll even tell you himself, hanging on by his fingernails to this championship. He's got Lowndes sprinting away ahead of him, building a big points buffer. He's got to do his hang on, and he will fight like you've never seen him fight to hang on to this position. Longhurst coming back at him very, very quickly.
And Longhurst's about half a second faster than him, so this will be quite a good dice. John will want to try and keep Tony behind him, but he won't want to do anything so that they get involved in an incident where the car can get damaged or he can get punted off the road. So he needs to weigh up what he thinks Tony's going to do and how aggressive he's going to be, and work out whether he goes by or he keeps him behind.
Well, we've seen a few coming togethers between Bow and Tony Longhurst over the years in various cars. Remember an incident when Bow was running a Sierra and Longhurst was a little BMW N3. But now they're in equal equipment, and look it up the inside. Crowd roar their approval. The locals are riding with this guy. The Queenslander Tony Longhurst pushes his way through on Bow. And there's Peter Brock.
He's out.
There, he was our race leader. And is there damage to the car there?
Now, if you have a look at the front wheel on that car, it's got a bit of a mark around it. I'm not sure whether he's touched something or the wheel is definitely back in the guard. Maybe something in the suspension is broken.
What a great shame for Peter Brock.
If something's broken, it's got me a bit bamboozled why that mark is around the outside of the rim. Maybe the wheels come a bit loose.
Oh,
or maybe
Kevin Heffernan in trouble too down.
Yeah, separate incident altogether.
Yep.
Brock drove into the pit lane of his own volition, apparently, so whatever it was went wrong with the car, did so without involvement of any other vehicle.
I'm sure something's broken on that, maybe an upright or something like that. It just sort of sums up Brock's year so far, I guess.
It's all going right for Craig Lowndes. My goodness me, he's picked up the lead again. He's got 2 wins out of 2 so far, and he's highballing in front now ahead of Alan Jones. Tony Longhurst, that moves him up to 3rd, so it makes his result look even better coming from the back of the grid early in the day. John Bower 4th and Dick Johnson in 5th position.
Oh, Trevor Ashby in trouble there. Tony
There goes
Longhurst too,
Longhurst.
our 3rd place man, snaps off front of the front spoiler section. It's coming out of the, where is that? That's just up through the loop. So I'm not sure whether Ashby was involved in that too, but Longhurst done a lot of damage. Is he going to come into the pits? Oh boy, he'll be disappointed.
Very disappointed. He's done a fair bit of damage to the front of that car. He's waving.
Well, last time around a 54.5 for him. Alan Jones a 55.1, so he's not absolutely cruising, but it's just the tremendous amount of grip these cars have got. They just look like they're cruising.
He's on his last lap now, Craig Lowndes.
Oh,
Heffernan again.
Off into the mud in the Price Attack Commodore. We just saw him off before. Now he's in trouble. So, last time around for this battle, and it's been raging from lap after lap after lap. Ingle, Richards, Scaife and Gardner, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th positions. And Ingle has opened up a little bit of a gap by the look of it. Richards has fallen back into the clutches of Scaife. Meanwhile, here's our race winner, 3 from 3. Can't do much better than that. Craig Lowndes builds that crucial buffer over John Bower as he takes victory in Heat 3 at Lakeside this afternoon. 2nd place should be Alan Jones in the pack leader Falcon. John Bower also capitalised on Brock's misfortune. He moves up to 3rd. Dick Johnson fighting his way back to 4th. Good fight back there. And there's this great battle. Ingle holding out that trio.
And commiserations to Tony Longhurst, the man who should have finished 3rd. Brake lock up there and straight off the circuit, and look at the damage he does to the front of the car there as he runs through the rough at the side of the track and caresses the fence. And after coming from rear of grid for the opening heat today, finished right out of the money. Let's check the Shell race score for the final heat. Craig Lowndes, what a winner, extending his lead in the championship. Alan Jones filled 2nd spot. John Bower staying in touch, but only just with Craig Lowndes. Dick Johnson in 4th position. Russell Ingle in 5th. Let's take it down to the top 10. Stephen Richards, good performance by him for a privateer to finish 6th. Mark Scaife in 7th. Wayne Gardner 8th. Paul Romano number 9. And Glenn Seaton finished in 10th spot. But let's go to the presentations now with Mark Ostler.
Just time to quickly acknowledge our place getters today. Our top place privateer, Stephen Richards. Well done, Stephen. 3rd place man today, John Bower in the Shell Falcon, hanging on to his championship position. Alan Jones in 2nd position. And just at this stage, I'd like to call on Ross Brody, the motorsport manager from Shell, to make the presentation to our round winner today, Craig Lowndes. Well done. Craig, that just looks so easy. 3 from 3. Was it that easy?
No, not really. That last race, I think there's a bit of luck in it. Unfortunately, Peter had some problems, but I wouldn't have been able to catch him, but let alone pass him. But the first 2 races went great.
Very hard place to overtake around here. I guess it's important to get out there and get the lead from the start.
It is very important, and no, I had a lot of tyre problems at that last race, and no, I was able to get that way, like a fairly good start and get a good gap, and I was able to sort of dominate from there. But yeah, it is very important to get that gap.
Craig Lowndes, well done. The big winner at Lakeside this afternoon. Gary Wilkinson, how's that point score looking?
This is the way it looks. Craig Lowndes on 281 points, John Bower on 258, Glenn Seaton on 218, then Peter Brock 172, Larry Perkins 151, and Brad Jones, he's looking all over a winner, young Craig Lowndes.
He certainly is, Wilco. 23-point lead. It's very hard to see anyone heading him from here, but Wanneroo Park, very good for John Bower. Always been a good hunting ground for him.
Anything's possible, but it'll be tough to beat him.
But in the space of 2 weeks, what can the other teams do to catch the HRT cars, if anything?
There's not a lot they can do. 2 weeks, not a lot of time to do anything except drive to Wanneroo, so we'll see what happens.
The championship is not quite over yet. As Brad Jones said, anything could happen. We'll find out at Wanneroo. That's Sunday, the 26th of May, the next time we go motor racing on the 7 Network. Hope you can join us for that. The Shell Australian Touring Car Championship, Round 8, or Wanneroo. See you then.